He was terrific a week ago, well over 400 yards passing. It's the Aviators and the Jets, next on EA Sports.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. But the new-look Jets ready to go on offense, and it is the veteran Aaron Rodgers.
On in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost. Yeah. How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
You talk about getting off to a hot start, a shutout right out of the gate. Think of the carryover headed into this one, the residue of that game. That means excellent practices, guys alert, ready to go. They'd love to hang a second one right here, right now.
That is caught. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first. But Charles, a tough task ahead for this defense, trying to slow down Aaron Rodgers. What would you be trying to do?
I would think about selective pressure, Brandon, and what I mean by that is he's going to eat you up if you blitz him too often, because he'll read that and go to the man coverage patterns. But every now and then you bring that pressure at him, make him deliver the ball on time. It's when he keeps the ball, maneuvers out of the pocket, and throws deep, that's when you're in big trouble.
Rodgers will try again on second down. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Marquise Bell. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
Play action. It's Fields. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jamison Williams. His second touchdown on the season. And the Aviators use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week, 21 carries, 76 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep him.
And Rodgers is going to go down. Micah Parsons collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Forced out to his left. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. Broken tackle. Officially, it'll be a 68-yard punt return score. And the Aviators are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll make the score 14-0. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Quinnen Williams, so hard to block, and he shows it that time, making the tackle for loss. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Rodgers. He completes it to Wilson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. The running back, Leonard Fournette, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. But you look at this defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Normally you want teams to gel late in the season, but this unit, they've been terrific right from the word go. Came in as the number 1 rated unit against
under pressure, and down he goes. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what. And the pressure gets to him again. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. That's taken it around the 40. A great return there of 22 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run with a second-year man. It's Kenneth Walker. And all the way in for the touchdown. Kenneth Walker, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Aviators take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although Like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with to have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle?
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Aiden Hutchinson. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Moving inside the 20. Touchdown. With his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Aviators are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And New York set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and forever. And he's going to go down again. Micah Parsons. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Take it at the 37. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense is going to be set up with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Fields now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A give for Walker running right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Kenneth Walker on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Aviators have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes this 35-0 now. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. And New York set to take the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing is Rodgers. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Up the gut, Fournette. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. Now he's loose again. Inside the 20. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Ken Walker on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Aviators will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers.
On the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Aiden Hutchinson. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So we've reached. Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter.
Now a first carry for their fullback. They find some open field here. There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Joe Mixon.
His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Aviators are pouring it on. Extra point up and good by.
The lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Quinnen Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here we go, Scott.
Fields.
Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown!
Jamison Williams.
His third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year.
And the Aviators extend their lead yet again.
But as he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flushed from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
Running on first down is Fournette, but he can only manage a yard or so before he's brought down. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. To throw, it's Rodgers.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game. Even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Rodgers.
He's got to hook up to Lazard. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Now it's Rodgers. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. On the return is Williams.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this?
There he goes, left side. And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Kenneth Walker.
54 yards.
And the Aviators get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
On first down, Rodgers.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. In the end zone, it's a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20.
Tokyo set to go on offense once again. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people get...
Look at this! Middle of the field, a breakaway! Touchdown!
Ken Walker,
71 yards!
and the Aviators are on their way to a 2-0 start.
They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Flush to his right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired, while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Now Rodgers, a short throw to Conklin, the tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. Third down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Micah Parsons.
My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Micah Parsons
drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Here's Williams to return. A solid stiff arm. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards.
Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
I got to be honest, I was going to give you the stat line for him. My stat monitor just went out over here, but we know he's had a good game.
And the best stat is the one that's probably going to be the smallest. It says 2 touchdowns. That's the one that counts. The yardage is terrific. Catches, that's fine. But the payoff, getting into pay dirt twice in this game, that's what he's looking for.
I do know he's over 100 yards. We'll get this back up and working. But, yeah, the 2 touchdowns as well.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Here we go.
Here's Walker.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field.
At this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase. Zero on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And a completion to Wilson.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Jalen Carter brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Fielded just inside the 20. Nice move at the 40.
Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game. And on offense, not only did they score it, but they did it through the air as well as on the ground. Everything was working.
And you know that the guys who scored the touchdowns, who contributed that way, that threw them or ran them, they're going to find our cameras and have a big grin for them. But I hope our cameras find that offensive line. How versatile were they? Move the ball on the ground, move people so they could run it, and then protect.